Welcome to Seize the Mains by Malhotra's IAS Academy. I'm Surbhi Sardana and this is season 3 of our daily answer writing initiative. This initiative is running in coordination with Ignited Current Affairs 2.0. This is a paid model for daily current affairs coverage from all the important newspapers and magazines for your civil services exams. Ignited Current Affairs 2.0 works on a paid model. However, Seize the Mains that we are about to discuss about, that is a free initiative and it runs in coordination with our website, which is rajayasacademy.com. In the description, you will find a direct link to our website, and what you will see is this landing page when you visit our website. If you click on the mains answer writing section, again this landing page appears and it says daily mains answer writing challenge. So from Monday to Saturday, every day at 9 p.m. We bring up a question answer discussion for you from civil services mains perspective. We bring out a question from current affairs which is always framed on the lines of UPSC civil services mains exam, and we also teach you how to write a good answer for that. Model answer gets discussed here at 9 p.m. and it also gets updated on the website. All the content that we are discussing here is updated on our website rajayasacademy.com. So not just today's question that we are about to discuss, watch out the previous questions as well. Through the videos, through the YouTube series of Seize the Mains that is available. We are on question 174 today, and all these questions with their answers are available on the website. Check them out. Also, the special part here is that in the comment section under each and every question, you can share your own answers with us. If you are practicing daily answer writing, or if you're starting today as well, post your answers in the comment section that appears under each and every question. Post your answers there and our team will evaluate those answers and respond back to you with their feedback entirely free of cost. So that's how Seize the Mains works. The topic for today is tourism. Recently in the, today is January 25 and it is National Tourism Day. So a lot of editorials have been seen in many newspapers, a lot of newspaper articles have been seen. So we thought that why not to frame a question with regards to the tourism sector of our country. Last year around November, we saw the Dharamshala Declaration to revive tourism back to pre-COVID levels in the country. So tourism is something very important from your mains as well as prelims perspective. So let's see what is the question with regards to it. So let's see what is the question for day 174. The question says, briefly discuss the challenges associated with tourism sector in India. What are the steps taken by government to boost tourism in the country? And answer in 250 words. See, in the first part of the question, you have to talk about challenges which come with tourism sector in India, not just those challenges which, restrained or act as a constraint to flourishing tourism in the country, but what are the challenges of tourism sector as a whole? What are the challenges they cause for the country? That can also be included in like 1-2 lines under the same head. Then the second part is what are the steps taken by government to boost tourism in the country. See these steps, there is this Dekho Apna Desh scheme, Swadesh Darshan scheme or Prasad scheme that have been running for quite a few years now. But definitely in the second part of your answer and in fact in the entire answer, make sure that you include the recent initiatives, what various ministries are doing on their level, what various governments are doing on their level, and include the recent initiatives. Otherwise the answer would become redundant, the content would be very old and you might not get as many marks as you deserve. Also, writing the introduction for this answer is very important. Talk about the contribution of tourism to GDP. The recent data that we have available is of the previous economic survey. The next economic survey is due. So definitely include that data because that would be updated data. The previous data was not very reliable because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tourism sector saw a great dip. So that is the data that you cannot use for a very long run. But this year's economic survey, whatever data it brings up, that can be used directly in your mains answers as in the positive light. Also, tourism is picking up. So definitely talk about tourism sector as a whole in your introduction, include some data points. There is this World Tourism Barometer or Tourism Barometer report. That recent data can also be included, but again it talks about the dip in tourism sector, that does not talk about the boost. So when the Tourism Barometer of 2023 is out, definitely it would showcase India in a more positive light when it comes to tourism. So include that report in your answer for sure. So India's tourism industry is a significant economic multiplier. Why? Because it is getting more crucial as the nation aims for rapid economic growth and the creation of employment opportunities. So tourism is one such sector where local employment generation is possible, local economic growth is possible. Data shows that domestic tourism has recovered to pre-pandemic levels, even exceeding it in some cases. So yes, that is data that we have available in bits and parts. This is evident in a record 1.84 crore domestic tourists visiting Jammu and Kashmir in 2022. So that is about domestic tourists, and foreign tourists, they need to pick pace. Foreign tourist arrivals are expected to reach pre-pandemic levels very soon. So this is your brief introduction. You can write your own creative introduction. Definitely keep your introductions very strong, include some reports, include some data points, include very good terms in your introduction, but because that will reflect your that will be from your introduction itself, you will be able to showcase your knowledge. Then however, there are many challenges associated with this sector. Now we are moving to our body paragraph 1, which talks about challenges of the tourism industry or the tourism sector. The first is, of course, the infrastructure. Tourists in India, they still face many infrastructure related problems like inadequate roads. For example, there is a monument which is very beautiful. It is also, let's say a heritage site of the country, but reaching there is tough. The roads are not adequate, or even if they're adequate, they're jam packed. There are a lot of traffic jams happening, or the security is not adequate. So inadequate roads, water, sewer, hotels and telecommunications, etc. So that is an infrastructure problem that we still deal with in various parts of the country. Second part is about safety and security, that how many people are there who can actually travel alone to all the places in the country. Not many. And when it comes to foreign tourists coming to India, there have been many incidences of crimes like rapes or snatching or frauds. So that is something that puts India in a bad light globally, internationally. Even if foreigners want to travel in India, they want to feel secure, or they want to carry weapons probably for their own security. So that acts as a constraint that puts India internationally or globally in a very negative light. Then the third one is the seasonality of this industry, that this does not work from in all seasons. In India we have various types of seasons, ranging from very harsh winters to very harsh summers as well. Floods are there. There are a lot of disasters that we see on annual basis or on seasonal basis. So seasonality of this industry, people who rely totally on an income that depends on tourists visiting their place, they cannot rely on that income for the entire year. So that is what comes with tourism. Then you have lack of skilled manpower. Not all people can communicate in many languages. Whenever tourists, let's say from when tourists from Anglophone countries visit India, yes, English is something that many people are skilled in as compared to other languages. But when tourists from other countries which are not majorly English speaking countries, they visit India, they do not have a way out to communicate to the localites. So that is the skilled manpower that comes in. And mostly this tourism industry is functions with the help of people in unorganized sector. So skilled manpower is not available. Pollution and climate change are major tourist sites. They are affected by pollution and climate change for sure. That also decreases the number of tourists visiting your place. Then you have unsustainable tourism, especially in the Himalayan region, as we saw in the case of Joshimath disaster. India is grappling with this problem, or with this challenge of tourism versus development debate. So yes, that is again a challenge. Then moving to your body paragraph 2, body paragraph 2 will talk about the initiatives that have been taken by the government to boost tourism in the country. What are the initiatives that the government is taking to boost tourism in the country? First of all, there is this Visit India year 2023. This year India is holding the presidency of G20. G20 presidency is with India, so a lot of people would be visiting India. So Visit India year 2023 declaration of Ministry of Tourism. What it does is it aims to increase the coordination between various stakeholders of tourism, and to promote various tourism products and destinations to increase India's share in the global tourism market. So that is one such initiative that has been that is recent and that has been brought in. The second and very important here is the Dharamshala Declaration. It affirms commitment towards developing sustainable and responsible tourism, and it positions India as a global leader in tourism by 2047, and by 2024 the short term goal is that Indian tourism industry will strive to recover to pre-pandemic levels by 2024. It also announces to bring necessary interventions including visa reforms, ease of travel, travel friendly immigration facilities at airports, and openness to international travel. The second short term goal is to bring tourism industry, or the contribution of tourism, to pre-pandemic levels by 2024. Then for medium term goals, by 2030 the Indian economy is expected to grow at 7 to 9%, and tourism related goals are US dollar 250 billion GDP contribution. In the long term goal, again, to make India a global leader a leader in global tourism by 2047, ensuring the positioning of India as one of the leaders in the world in the tourism sector, and revenue goal of $1 trillion by 2047. That is the exact goal of Dharamshala Declaration. Again, very important from your prelims point of view also, and for quoting in mains also. Then in partnership with Ministry of Education, there is this Yuva Tourism Clubs that are being set up in various parts of the country on the lines of NCC and NSS. Then the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, basically what they are doing, they are trying to promote cruise tourism because a lot of middle class families, it has been seen that they are investing or they are spending a part of their savings for experiences, new experiences like traveling in a cruise or staying in a cruise. So this Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways is aiming to make India an attractive cruise tourism destination using state-of-art infrastructure, as India's middle class is now prioritizing some of their discretionary spending on new experiences such as cruises. Then the fifth point is that in partnership with Ministry of External Affairs, there are 20 Indian missions abroad in countries that contribute to some of the highest foreign tourists arriving in India on an annual basis. So here what these people will do is that their role includes facilitating and providing inputs for country specific sensibilities and having them reflected in tourism products. So that is where the 20 places, 20 embassies would be focused upon. Then the Ministry of Roadways and Petroleum, they are focusing more on infrastructure. Steps are being taken to ensure that highways and fuel stations have clean sanitation and infrastructure. Ministry of Tourism is also funding several commercial flight routes in partnership with Ministry of Civil Aviation, making them viable. Then seventh, obviously you have the Swadesh Darshan scheme, which talks about, again it's a Ministry of Tourism scheme, central financial assistance to states. States and union territories is given for infrastructure development of some theme-based circuits. There are 13 theme-based circuits that have been identified, and funding, a part of the funding comes from the central government that goes to the state government and UT governments. Then you have the Prasad scheme, which also stands for Pilgrimage Rejuvenation and Spiritual Heritage Augmentation Drive, and this scheme again it was launched in 2014 to 15 by Ministry of Tourism. The objective is holistic development of identified pilgrimage destinations. Again, on the lines of Kumbh Mela, there was a fair held in Northeast recently. So that was also covered under the Prasad scheme only. You can talk about any recent initiatives that have been taken under Prasad scheme or any of these schemes. That would give a stronghold to your answer. Then you have iconic tourist sites, for example, Buddhist sites at Bodh Gaya, Ajanta and Ellora, they have been identified under this particular scheme. Then you have the Buddhist conclave that is held every alternate year to attract tourists who actually are impacted by Buddhism. Then you have Dekho Apna Desh initiative, very important. It was launched before the pandemic, but yes, it is picking up pace now. Here, people of the country, they were motivated to travel more. It was launched by Ministry of Tourism in 2020 to encourage the citizens to travel widely within the country, thus enabling the development of domestic tourism, domestic tourist facilities and infrastructure. And yes, in your conclusion, conclusion has to be very creative. Link your conclusion whenever it comes to tourism answers, link it with G20 presidency. The Prime Minister has been saying, a lot of delegates have been saying that because of G20, there would be around 200 meetings that would be held in 50 locations all over the country. So if all these people who are visiting for G20 meetings, if all these people get to visit these many places, they go back and they talk about India and its tourism potential, or how beautiful it is, how welcoming it is to at least one person, then India will receive a major boost in tourism. So that is something that you have to focus upon here, and also emphasize on the point that 2023 holds a very great potential when it comes to improving or boosting tourism and restructuring tourism, because after the halt or after the halt of COVID-19 pandemic, now we have this opportunity to restructure how our tourism functions in the country. So yes, start with something very soft, that India has always been a popular destination for travelers exploring spiritual enlightenment and self-discovery. The goal of Visit in India 2023, this should be your focus because this is recent. The goal of Visit India 2023 would be attracting tourists from all over the globe to experience firsthand the warm hospitality and cultural and natural attractions of India. Also, when you're talking about tourism potential of the country, make sure that you use these terms, cultural and natural, separately. And the year 2023 brings G20 presidency to India, which will be held in 200 meetings over 50 locations. Every delegate or visitor who is in India to attend the G20 summit will return as a brand ambassador and spread the word on India's rich cultural, spiritual and natural heritage. Hence, 2023 stands as a potentially strong year to not just revive but restructure tourism in the country for maximum gains. So that's your full answer for the day. A very quick discussion this was because the answer was pretty long. This entire answer has been updated on our website rajiasacademy.com. Look for question 174 in the mains answer writing section of our website. The link to this website is given in the description below. It will take you to a landing page like this. Click here in the mains answer writing section and look for question number 174. So that's all for today. Tomorrow there won't be any premiere of Seize the Mains or other videos of us because it's Republic Day. A very happy Republic Day to all of you from our team. And keep working hard. I'll see you on Friday with another discussion of Seize the Mains. Stay tuned. All the best.